All right, so the Cincinnati Bengals made multiple key moves this offseason, but one that's kind of flown under the radar a little bit is the Bengals signing tight end Hayden Hurst, formerly of the Baltimore Ravens and Atlanta Falcons. Hurst has made some big waves and has been involved in some good activities this offseason so far. I know you have the story there, Miles, but before we get into that, I want all the Bengals fans, let us know what offseason addition that Cincinnati made do you think will have the biggest impact on the team in 2022? Comment below with the player you think they added that will have the biggest impact. But Miles, let's get back to your story involving tight end Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, Nick, as you said, off-season activities. Well, let's go back a little bit. A few years ago, Von Miller started his pass rushing clinic, very highly touted thing for pass rushing summit, I guess you would call it. Then Lane Johnson had his annual gathering of offensive linemen, to bond, grow, work together. And after hearing all that, some really great tight ends in George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and the legendary Greg Olsen got together and said, hey, we want to make a gathering place for tight ends, okay? Tight ends are important too. We need that to be recognized. So thus, Tight End U was born. In the inaugural season last year, 50 participants came over to this high school where Kittle's father was a coach with Trent Dilfer, and they practiced there, and it was a pretty great event. You heard all kinds of stuff about it. This year, though, the list of tight ends gathering almost doubled. They're up to 85 tight ends, so big so they had to scoot on over to Vanderbilt University, get a little bit of extra practice room out there. But Tight End U has flown off the charts. And who attended Tight End U this season? None other than Hayden Hurst, now with the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think that the bigger story here is how effective Hayden Hurst is about to be for the Bengals. What do you think?
Yeah, so I think with the Cincinnati Bengals, obviously their talent at wide receiver is well known with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, running game with Joe Mixon. Obviously, those are the main points of their offense. But I think when I look back at the how the Bengals used the tight end positions in 2021, they were 30th, third to last in the NFL in targets at the tight end position, which makes sense when you have great receivers like Jamar Chase. You're not throwing a lot to the tight end. What does that really mean? It means when you throw the football to that tight end, he has to be a reliable, steady, consistent receiver, a safety blanket, an easy outlet for quarterback Joe Burrow. You can't have a guy that's dropping too many passes or running bad routes or something like that. He needs to be dependable and consistent. And it sounds like from what you're saying, Hurst is taking all those strides to grow and be that kind of player.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have an intimate knowledge of Hurst, being a Baltimore fan, the team that drafted Hurst in the first round, and also having watched the Carolina Gamecocks being in South Carolina consistently, see Hurst in college all the time, and he was super, super reliable. But let's break down a little bit of stuff. I think there's a really good comparison here of Hayden Hurst to former Bengals tight end CJ Uzomah, and I think they can be very similarly used. As you said, the Bengals don't rely heavily on the tight end, so much so as Baltimore did Hurst time there, where he was the third option in that offense, and he still probably got a decent amount of targets. But what I think Hurst has, where he excels, he has extremely good hands. He almost never drops passes, and it's been this way all the way back to college. He has been an excellent pass catcher, great hands, and he's a great threat in the intermediate and deep passing game. He has a pretty good route running skills, and he has enough speed to be a mismatch once he gets lined up with a linebacker. So, he always has those. He has that knack of knowing just how to sit in the right place on his zone coverage and be open. So, but on the other side, Hurst is also a big guy, so he's great at blocking. He can cut block. He can, take on bigger D linemen if he has to. One of the things that they practice over at Tight End U, so they have a couple premier defensive linemen come over and they practice blocking. So I think Hurst is primed to have a breakout season here in Cincinnati. And you might look at me and say, Andrew, why isn't he broken out sooner? Well, Hurst's first year, he got overshadowed by some scrub at tight end named Mark Andrews, who was drafted the same year as him. Came out, had a stellar season, and has been probably one of the best, if not the best, tight end in the NFL since then. So he leaves Baltimore and goes over to Atlanta. In Atlanta, with the number 4 overall pick, they draft tight end Kyle Pitts, who's been another transcendent tight end talent. So Hayden Hurst is getting knocked out of a starting job by, like, I would say arguably top 5 tight end prospect. So it's not like he's a bad tight end. He's just been put in unfortunate situations for him. But now the Bengals didn't really draft any top tier tight end talent. So I think he's in the perfect situation to finally settle in and find a role in the NFL.
Well, and I really like you mentioned his hands. So CJ Uzomah, a quality tight end in his own right, over the last 4 years, dropped 5% of all of his targets. Hayden Hurst dropped 2.2% of all of his targets. It's more than double the quality, or less than half the rate of drops that CJ Uzomah had. So like you said, he's a kind of a perfect fit for what the Bengals are looking for at the tight end position, and is really poised to have a big impact on that offense this coming season.
Hey, Nick, you want to get some awesome NFL merch like this? If you want the best, most high quality NFL merch that you get, go check out Ultra Game NFL, one of the NFL's top sellers on Amazon. They sell the most premium NFL merch money can buy. So if you want to check them out, where can we find them, Nick?
Yeah, exactly. Check them out in our description box below. We got all kinds of great affiliate links you can use that get you directly to Ultra Game NFL's store with all the greatest high quality merch for your team. Use these affiliate links. It's a big help to us for our channel at no extra cost to you. Check it out. Ultra Game NFL, the best gear you'll ever find.